Where's the money in podcasting?
Yeah, that's a really funny question to ask me because I am never thinking about money, which is a nightmare in podcasting. I think my real answer is just parasocial audience is the best, most dependable. You have the most control of it, way to do it. If you have, so like to me, it's membership. Like if you have a big Patreon, you're making more money than like the biggest podcasts from ads and things like that. Like I've seen those numbers. So I would say I'm a big believer in people helping people or people funding people. And I think the best way for creators is to do that through membership. So I would say that's where the money is and not depending on corporations or ad people. That's my other take.
Yeah, we've definitely heard that before here on PodBiz. Absolutely. And, whether it's, owning your community in a direct way, right, of just having your own podcast and having sponsors come on who want to reach that audience, or whether it's owning your membership monetarily through a Patreon, a Substack, a Beehive, a membership model. Those are really, really important distinctions. And I feel like we're also in the age of the creator. I've heard it at London Podcast Show, at Radio Days Europe this year. I'm sure we'll hear more about it at Podcast Movement as well, but it's something where I think we're seeing in real time creators monetize and own that audience directly in a way that they really haven't for a long time.
No, I mean, I say this so much. I come from YouTube, which is, I don't know anyone else really in podcasting who has. And I love that about it. Like the entrepreneurial kind of mindset. Also, like I worked at a company where he was the CEO, but it wasn't just like a name. Like he came in every day. He made sure the culture was there. It just helps. And then he had this like base fandom. He hated gatekeepers. He hated the people who made things more difficult. And I took that on too. I think it's great. I think it's the best version, especially after being in like the gatekeeping corporate part of podcasting, which was a nightmare for so many reasons. I think that's great for creators. So.
Yeah, well, tell us first about the differences that you're seeing in between YouTube and podcaster creator strategy, right? Because we've had a couple of people come on who have a bit of a YouTube background, like Rox Codes, who worked, with Mr. Beast and now is building Flightcast with Stephen Bartlett. But he talked all about being a student of the game and just getting so deep on your analytics and connecting with your community and seeing what works and not being attached to it, right? That was kind of the biggest takeaway that I think audiences, or at least the feedback that we've gotten here on the show from our audience has told us about that episode that was so valuable, is that like you cannot be attached to what you make. You have to just be attached to what works. And that's been a very big YouTube strategy that a lot of creators have come into podcasting or brought over to podcasting. Absolutely. And I mean, from your perspective, because you have like a bit more of a comedy background, production background, more on the creative side, what have you seen in terms of the difference between creators and their audiences on the YouTube platform and how creators are connecting and building those audiences and monetizing them within podcasting and the podcasting medium?